Okay, class, I know it's been a while since we've had a video, but let's talk about scales. Now, if you look at the name of this video, I'm just going to say something like scale drawings, scale models, but I don't want you to get that confused with this. This is a weight scale. It's to measure something. How much do you weigh? Or how much something weighs. It could not just be yourself, it could be if you're weighing food at the supermarket, candy at the mall. I know they have those stores where you can buy candy by the pound. What I'm actually talking about are something like this. Now, if you look at each box, they all have something in common. It says scale. 1 to 48. Now, if you remember our ratios, that's how we say that. This looks like a fraction, but it's also 1 to 24. And can you find it on the last box? It's right here. So what's happening here is this box is saying if you build this model airplane right here, this one model airplane, if you multiply it 48 times its size, you'll have the actual airplane. This model car, you build it, and you were to multiply its size by 24, you would get the actual size of the real car. And the same thing here. This car right here. You build it, you construct it, sure it fits in your hand, but if you were to multiply 32 times that size, you would go ahead and get the actual size of the car. So what I'm going to do here is get rid of some of these pictures. Let's see, I actually like the little race car at the bottom, so I'll keep that one. Okay, so what do I mean by 38 or 32 or whatever times its size? Well, if I tell you the ratio of this is 1 to 32, that means one model car, if multiplied 32 times, will give you the size of the actual car. Now, let's say you have the little car here. We call it a little car. It's not the best looking car. Oops, that window's kind of weird looking. Times 32 would give me the actual race car. Now, that's kind of how this one looks. And it has a little bar back here. I'm sure it has a steering wheel, a couple of wheels, 12 ones in the back. Okay. But does that mean I get 32 of these and put them together and I get that? No. What they mean is it's measurement. Let's say the little car. Here, I'll draw another car for you. Let's say it's 3 inches long. You multiply that times 32 and you'll get the actual length of this other car. The real car. So what is this? 96 inches. Now if I want to figure out, well, how many feet is that? Well, let's divide that by what? 12 inches. So maybe this car is 8 feet long. And the same thing can be applied with other scale models or scale drawings. Let's say you have a map. And here's a house, and here's another house. And over here I'll draw some trees and maybe a couple swings. Sorry. Yeah, this is the park. And let's see, I've got a couple streets like this. Okay, my streets are not perfect, sorry, but okay. So we have this. Well, down here you'll see a scale saying 1 inch is equal to maybe, say, 2 miles. Well, what does that mean? Well, if I measure from here to the park and I get 3 inches, well, how many miles is that from my house? 6 miles. If I measure from here to here, let's say that's 4 inches, then that's 4 times 2, 8 miles. But sometimes we'll run into problems doing that. Now, let me go back in reverse. There we go. Wanted to get rid of those arrows. Would we go straight across the street like that? Probably not in our cars. So I would have to measure here. And then maybe this way a little bit. And down here. And then, okay. So how much is this length, that length, and that length? Then I can figure out my actual distance. Okay. Another way that we use scale models is, say I have a triangle. All the sides are 3 inches. Now, quick lesson. What's the difference? This is feet. That little sign, this is inches. The apostrophe for feet, 1 quotation mark for inches. Okay. So let's say this triangle has 3 inches on all sides. Okay. Then I tell you, well, I'm going to draw another triangle, or I want you to draw another triangle, and I want the ratio to be 1 to 5. That means for everyone here, you get 5. So that's 3. So that would be 3 to what? Well, if this is 3 times bigger, then this has to be 3 times bigger. So it would be 15 each. Okay. So this will be 15, this will be 15, and this would be 15. Another way to look at it would be like this. Say it's 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches. So it's 1 inch to, let's say, 4 inches. Okay, so I have 2 inches. So what's 4 plus 4? Well, faster way of doing that would have been multiplication. That's why I showed in the other example. So that's why we do what we do. For every inch, I get 4 inches. There's 2 inches here. Here's 2 4s. I add them, and I get 8 inches. So this new unit is going to focus a lot on scale models. We're going to have to be able to identify triangles. But to get you started with a good idea of what is a scale model or a scale drawing, just remember, this means it's measurement. Now let's say the height. We could even say the height. I'll go back and just real quick touch upon this. Say the height of the vehicle was 2 inches. Well, that means this one is what? 2 times 32. So this one is 64 inches. As long as we know any type of measurement, we could do that. Times 32. How big is the wheel? How tall is it? How wide? What's its diameter? You know what? Times 32. And I should have the actual size. Okay? So, hopefully this video was helpful and gets us started on the right foot with scale models and scale drawings.